Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's spend some time talking about why we need to stop the Second Amendment for the sake of our children. Dangerous weapons are in the hands of unqualified citizens, which is why only the police and military personnel should have guns. Gun nuts always cover up the intense training and discipline it takes to possess and wield even the most basic firearm. It's time to confront that narrative. So I'm here to discuss why only highly trained police officers are trustworthy enough to have guns. Our safety depends on this, and as Kamala and Joe and all the gun control advocacy groups keep saying, we the people have an inalienable right to safety. Only the police can keep us safe.
Tomorrow, a man is set to die for hiring a hitman to kill his wife.
Frada was a police officer.
His handcuffs are awfully tight.
They had this incredible close-up of him winking at the camera, and I'm like, I've never seen a defendant smiling. So it was kind of unfathomable to think that, somebody with that background would actually be responsible.
The young girl, she still asks for her mother. Mommy, I love you, Mommy.
But it was Frada's oldest son who testified about being at church with his dad the night of the murder, calling into question what Frada hoped would be his alibi.
Even though he was with the kids, he spent most of his time on the phone outside of the church, basically confirming everything. And he also had money that he was going to be paying the murder for hire.
There are thousands, literally thousands of cases from murder to murder-suicide to complete family eradications. And yes, this is a rough ride. Hold on tight.
An Eatonton police officer is charged with his wife's murder.
And it comes less than a week after he was charged with beating her.
At 6, a former Eatonton police officer will spend life in prison after a jury found him guilty of murdering his wife in 2020.
But new information tonight about the motive in a double fatal shooting in Mother's Day in Orange County. News 12 is learning that the NYPD officer involved shot his wife's boyfriend before turning the gun on himself.
Well, we're now learning that this is indeed a murder-suicide. We're told that NYPD officer involved tracked his wife.
Tonight, family members and an entire community are asking why 34-year-old Joshua Boren, a Linden City police officer, shot and killed 4 members of his family.
LMPD's homicide unit is investigating a murder-suicide involving an off-duty New Albany police officer. Police were called to this apartment building. There, officers found a New Albany officer, Nico Sturtevant. Investigators say they believe it was a domestic murder-suicide.
As the day started here, guys, I did get those new details you said about a possible motive. Now, according to court paperwork, investigators say the night before Belinda Hernandez was murdered by police officer husband, he was angry. She was flirting with another man at their house.
Gilroy police are investigating a murder-suicide, and they say the killer is a San Jose cop. The gruesome discovery was made yesterday evening after police went to the Gilroy home to do a welfare check.
Well, Aaron, police say Christopher Shemek shot and killed his wife in this home just behind me. What they don't know is what triggered the murder-suicide.
A former Travis County detective will spend the rest of his life in prison. Stephen Broderick pled guilty to capital murder today.
He shot and killed his ex-wife, adopted daughter, and her boyfriend.
Well, there was more courtroom drama yesterday as Drew Peterson was sentenced to 38 years for killing an ex-wife.
Let him go! Let him go!
Heart-wrenching video from a custody battle. A mother picking up her children from their father. Police officer Michael Valla today charged with murdering his 8-year-old autistic son.
In late morning on Ridge Avenue in Asbury Park, dozens of police officers responded to a domestic dispute that involved a Neptune police officer.
A chilling 911 call, a police force veteran confessing to a dispatcher that he shot his wife to death. The victim's sons now speaking out saying they're relieved their father's going behind bars.
A retired cop killed his wife, then hits the road with her body in the trunk.
These are who you want to trust with your safety and your rights? You want to trust these people with your safety and your rights? These are who you want to trust with your safety and your rights? You really want to trust these people with your safety and your rights? Do you really want to trust Kamala that you should give up your rights to these people? I need you to do me a favor and think long and hard about your support for the anti-gun movement and the sanity of giving up your rights to the government. We are just scratching the surface. We could be here for days. Anyhow, this is just part 1 of 6. Watch the main video if you have time. I will have more updates soon. As I always say, stay safe, be lawful, and never give up your rights.